All right, T1000's Garage here. If you normally watch this show, we are normally fixing broken Audis. Today we have a special treat. We are going to fix the spring shackle on a 2018 Grand Design. This is the second time I've had to repair this. The other side, it was the driver's side. And as you can see, I had to do a field repair on this the last trip we went on, but these spring hangers like to break off. So I'll show you the other side. I fixed this one about a year ago. And it's just a bad design in my opinion. 95437. I don't know if that's the same part number I got this time, but anyway, you can see it's just welded to the frame there. I'm going to stick weld it, and I'm going to show you how to get it off of there and get the area prepped to weld the new one in. So this one is a different part number. This one says E4139. And the crucial thing here is, of course, the width. So we got this one at 3 inches. It is roughly 4 7/8 tall. And then width here is a little over 2 1/4, but this is spread out, so probably it'll crunch down a little under 2 1/4. And this all has to do with the width of your leaf spring, so this is very critical here when you do this. And then I got they don't come with these, but I got a wet bolt kit, so it's got a Zerk on it, and you can see the hole for the grease. And there's splines on here, so when you pull it in there, it's going to press it in there, and it's going to be hard to get it back out, so you want to make sure that you get it in the first time. And the other thing I wanted to point out when you're doing this, there's 2 different types of springs here. So this one has this center carrier with these shackles, I guess you would refer those to. And so yeah, we've got I think it's 1 3/4 inch spring, but this will make a difference in what kind of hanger you get there, or spring perch, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, we're gonna cut the old one out because the base of the U is still up in there. We want to get it nice and flush, and I'm just gonna try to trim around it and go from there. All right, so critical on this is we're gonna want to mark right where the very edge of this is. So I'm gonna scribe a line, and we want to weld this new one exactly in the same position. So I'm going to do that and put a pencil scribe on there. And this is crucial because you're going to want to keep the axle in line with where it was. If it's too far forward or too far back, it's going to cause the trailer to dog track a little bit, which, aside from making the trailer not track straight behind you there, it's going to cause tire wear, which you won't notice for a little while, but it's definitely going to make one tire. It's basically like you're doing an alignment on the trailer here and keeping the tires parallel to one another. All right, I'm going to cut this with my bigger grinder. I think it's my 5-inch, which is a little overkill for this, but it's one of the only thin blades I've got left. So I'm just going to try to cut it as close to the frame as I can. And with the thin blade, it'll let you take the material off faster, and thicker blade cuts a bigger groove, and it takes a lot longer. So here we go. All right, I got the inside cut off for the most part without gouging into the frame. Now I've got my 4-inch. I'm going to try to cut it off on this side because I've got kind of a tight clearance with the tire here. So here we go. Right, watch out for the sparks, buddy. right, so I got a deep enough V through here, so I've just got a chisel and a big hammer here. Almost called it something else. So you can kind of just get in between the frame there, and there we go. So let me show you a close-up here. I think I did a good job cutting it out of there. So I've got minimal gouging into the actual frame rail there, and I'm just gonna flatten that off and get that flattened and clean up the rust and the paint. I'm gonna be stick welding this with 7018 rod, and for 7018 you're gonna want it as clean and shiny as possible to get good penetration and as a little amount of porosity as you would want in this, as this is a structural weld here. I wanted to briefly mention safety here. I've got my safety glasses and a face shield on. Just going to make sure you don't get any metal fragments in your eyes here. So here we go. I'm going to grind this last weld off. All right, I got this nice and flat, so the new perch will sit there flat and true, and I got everything shined up. I got that. I'm gonna run a bead across that, so gotta pull this piece out and we'll get going on the welding. All right, I got everything set up here. I'm welding 3/32 718 7018 MR Lincoln Excalibur. I've got it's kind of like sort of overhead welding, so I know that's flashing probably, but I'm gonna try it at 88 amps. I've got my ground rod on here, and then I put like kind of like a bottle jack with a support. So I'm gonna try to keep it pushed tight up there and everything's centered. Got my marks lined up, so I'm just gonna tack it up on each side there and try to burn it at the lowest amperage I can, because I'm kind of worried about all this insulation and foam up here, but here we go. All right, I've got all four corners tacked up here. Now I'm gonna run a first pass on this inside here. So 88's burning pretty good. I'm just gonna keep doing this. All right, final pass here on the outside. Well, check this out and see if we need a yeah, I think we're gonna need one more pass over the top of this, but I'm pretty happy with the way it's going in there. Slag's chipping out pretty easy, which is a good sign. This is going to be a little difficult with this tire here, but I might try to do it like a pencil here. clean that up and see what it looks like. All right, show you what we got here. I'm pretty happy with it. It's kind of out of position, so it's not the prettiest weld, but it doesn't look like I have any undercut or anything like that. There's the back side there. And I got all 4 sides welded up. So I'm gonna paint this up and throw it back together here. All right, I got everything painted here. We are gonna lower the leveling jacks down, and I'm gonna try to slip this in as it gets aligned here, so bear with me. All right, a little more. Right there, hold on. All right, we got it in. I'm just gonna tighten this up, if that's the right bolt. And then we're gonna, hopefully it'll pull those splines in and torque her down. All right, I got the wet bolt torqued down, put some grease in it, and checked everything out. It's sitting level and holding, and we are good to go camping. Thank you for watching.